move to those who do not have power. And I think we can see what's happening at the moment, and there's a real challenge for government there. I'm going to ask Paul to... he's over there, he was down there. Paul is one of the co-founders of the Our Society Network, and I particularly asked Paul to speak today because today is his last day at work. So we've been hearing about the impact of the cuts, and actually Paul is one of the many people who are losing their jobs today as a result of what's going on.
And I'll keep this very brief, Julian. So, all right. Yeah, just to say, I am one of the estimated 27,000 voluntary sector workers which have been made redundant over this period. And I know I'm not the only one, and there's other people in the room today that are probably in a similar situation. I know there's people watching the live video that are as well. I'm Paul Webster, and I work at NAFCA up in Sheffield, which is the National Association for Voluntary and Community Action, the national membership body for councils, voluntary service, and other sort of similar organisations. We represent about 400 organisations. In fact, we've just signed up our 400th member, the Camden BME Forum. So things are going well there. My role at NAFCA is to help local support organisations, so CVSs, to understand how to use technology to be more effective in the work that they're doing in outreach and work with communities, but also to be more efficient, to look at new ways of using technology in better ways. My post and my work was funded by Capacity Builders, another one of the organisations that's also closing today, one of the 700 or so, was it, Quangos that are going. But it's not about me, because I'll find something else. I'm sure I will. I'm connected on Twitter. Updating my profile on LinkedIn. I'm on Our Society. I've even got videos and things on YouTube and Flickr and all those other wonderful social networking websites. It's not about NAFCA either. We are one of the strategic partners. I also share what Toby says. I feel it's not something that I particularly want to sort of shout about that NAFCA did get the funding, because I know there's a lot of very good organisations that didn't. So NAFCA will survive. We're reshaping. There's 12 people leaving NAFCA this week. We're cutting down in size, but we'll manage. Likewise, people like NCBO going through similar sort of things there as well. For me, it's about organisations. It's about those support providers. The people that work in each locality around the country, up and down in town and cities, the people that are providing support for networks, for communities, and for the very small organisations that they in turn support. And over the past 3 or 4 years that I've been doing this project, I've seen how technology and the use of it has come along so much more. And I've seen organisations that are diversifying in what they're doing. I was just reading on Twitter this morning about one of our members, Exeter CVS, which is seeing a huge increase in the number of people that want to use their facilities and their premises to share services, to collaborate, to share back office services, to rent out space and things like that. So there are sort of flashes of light, and there are good things happening. But I've also seen a number of organisations, people like Stockport CVS, which closed recently, because they lost their funding from the local authority. And I've seen organisations that are beginning to use technology well. Our member in Gloucester, GAVCA, are doing a lot of blogging, twittering, connecting with all their community. But there's also a lot of organisations out there that haven't quite got on board with this, that don't quite know how they can connect and do more. I think without the networks, then organisations may be weaker. Without support from support providers, from training organisations, then organisations may be less skilled to adapt and to see what's around the corner, to see what technology they can use next. And without funding, then organisations will lose capacity and be less able to support the people in their networks and their communities. We know that technology, social networks, collaboration, community reporting, hyperlocal blogging, all these sorts of things using Twitter, Facebook and everything, they do make a difference and they have to be the way forward. I don't think that there's anybody now who can sort of be a naysayer and denounce the use of this technology within the sector. But just as we're all getting on board with this, we're just starting to use this, and we're doing live streaming events to save people having to travel. We're Skyping, we're doing video conferencing and things like that. Just as we're starting to do that, a lot of the support structures and the networks are being taken away. So the work that I've been doing, the work that my project's been doing, will be more difficult now. I'm not saying that we were the only people that were doing it and the only people who can, but things will be more difficult. People will have to reinvent the wheel, will not know who to go to for support, will have to sort of make do and sort of find their own way through things. So I think that's sort of the message, that we need to think what is being taken away, and are the ways that we can fill the gaps, we can accommodate what's going to be taken away. And I think that's one of the reasons why, just to sort of bring it round to our society, that's one of the things that our society and the Our Society network can do. We're not a network, as Julie said, we're not a network there to replace other networks or to sort of trample on toes of the good work that's going on in other places. And we're not a network for its own sake. We are there as a network to share good practice, to share ideas. There's some great ideas coming up on the forums and the discussions there about how we can map local projects. Some great ideas about how organisations are using technology in clever and innovative ways. And I think that's what sort of my message from our society, so that we can carry on, we can still continue to support the communities that we believe in, is through that informal and friendly network. And that's what I hope our society will continue to do.
Okay. Thanks very much, Paul. So the next test, really, of Big Society is what happens to that support work that is currently going on? Will it disappear? And what happens to the networks that support those who are in